Reading of the poem Personal, June 2025. The heart of all arts. Swami Vivekananda, Paramahansa. Transcribed and edited version of Pujya Swamiji's address at the 14th Nadavindu Festival, February 7, 2025 at Chennai, Vibhuti. The Sanskrit word for art is kala. In Sanskrit, every letter also has a meaning. The letter ka is happiness. Kala is that which brings out or manifests ananda. Therefore, the very purpose of kala is to bring out ananda. Purpose of kala. How many kinds of kalas are there? The Shastras mention 64 kalas and 14 vidyas. But don't expect me to list all 64. Even stitching and weaving are considered kalas. And Pakakala, the art of cooking, is a universal favorite. Who doesn't love food? When we speak of Sangeeta, it encompasses Geetam, singing, lyrics and song, Vadyam, instruments, and Nrityam, dance. Then there are Chitrakala, painting, Shilpakala, sculpting, and many more. But what is the purpose of these kalas? To evoke ananda, joy, and sukham, happiness. Yet every art needs a locus, an artist. Without an artist, kala cannot manifest. So there are two aspects, kala and the art, and kalakara, the artist. For an art to express their art, a medium is essential. A musician cannot perform without an instrument. A Geetakar, composer, or Sahityakar, writer, relies on words, Shabda Shakti, to bring out the various rasas of literature. For musicians, the swaras, musical notes, are the medium which they skillfully weave into melodies. A Chitrakara painter uses colors to bring forth beauty. Once an artist visited our ashram and asked us to draw anything, random lines and squiggles. Then using those strokes, we transformed them into stunning pictures. As we chanted stotrams to the goddess Saraswati, he had staged a divine image of her by the time we finished. A Shilpa Kalakara, sculptor, works with stone, wood, or other materials, shaping them to form an image already present in their mind. Great sculptors often say they do not create the idol, they merely remove what conceals it. We have all witnessed this truth in the breathtaking Ramalala Murti, recently unveiled in all its divine splendor. Who is the heart? Furthermore, every artist must understand their art in depth. Superficial knowledge is insufficient. More importantly, there must be feeling. The head and heart must come together for something wonderful to emerge. When an artist creates, what is the heart of that art? Is it the medium? If someone handed me a tabla, I wouldn't know what to do with it. A child once received a bongo drum for his birthday. About 15 days later, he met his uncle and thanked him for the wonderful gift. Pleased, Ram uncle asked if he was playing the bongo regularly. The child replied, not really, but I get money from my father not to play it at night, and from my mother not to play it during the day. Similarly, if someone gives me a violin, I would be a violin carrier. Thus, the artist is the true heart of the art, and the artist creates his or her finest work when there is an audience that not only listens but truly understands and appreciates it. Rajasic and Rasagna. Rasik and Rasagna. Rasagnas possess deep knowledge and can technically appreciate an art form. Rasika, on the other hand, are those who can enjoy the art even without any technical understanding. The, then there are Rasa Parichayakas, those who help others appreciate art. For instance, at Chinmay Vibhuti, there are 7 arcs in Swaनुभूti Vatika, which are meant for personal interpretation. However, people often seek ready-made explanations. If they insist, I tell them the arches represent Sunday, Monday, and so on. Similarly, a man once took his friend to a music session. His friend hesitated, saying, I don't know when to say wow wow or when to clap. The man reassured him, just do it whenever you feel like it. When all these elements, kala, kalakara, knowledge and rasika come together, the artist is inspired and the art truly comes to life. The kalakara is the heart of the art. So what lies in the heart of the artist? Attitude determines aptitude. There was once a performing artist. A deeply moved listener asked, your music touches our hearts, but what moves you? The artist replied, money. How far can an artist go if his heart is set only on wealth or praise? Not very high, nor very far. What truly matters is the intent behind the art. No matter how talented a person is, their greatness is determined by the height of their altar of devotion and dedication. Attitude determines altitude. If the motivation is solely wealth or recognition, true greatness will not emerge. What is in your heart? What is your altar of dedication? There is a well-known story of Tansen, Emperor Akbar, who often praised him, once heard him say, my Guru, Swami Haridas, is far greater than I. Curious, Akbar went to listen to Tansen's Guru. As the Guru would not come to the Emperor's court, after hearing him, Akbar admitted, your Guru is indeed greater, but why? Tansen replied, because he sings for God, while I sing for you. Greatness depends on what resides in the heart. Nothing can be greater than God. Why should our dedication be to God? Because He is the very source of all creation, and creation cannot exist without knowledge. That Bhagavan is the fountainhead of all Vidya and Kalas. Goddess Saraswati holds the Veena, Krishna plays the flute, and Shiva beats the Damaru. From that which rhythm, language, and grammar imaged. In the Bhagavatam, Krishna dances upon the boards of the mighty Kaliya serpent. Akhila Kaladi Guru Nanarta, with the river and the serpent itself forming the stage of his divine dance. He is the Guru of all Kalas. If Bhagavan is the very source and master of knowledge and arts, our devotion and dedication should be to him. And altar alters life. What kind of altar do you have? The altar should be Paramartha Swarupa, the unalterable altar, touch of transcendence. We have the Valmiki Ramayana, an immortal epic whose exact origin remains unknown. Then there is Tulsi Ramayana, another timeless masterpiece. The great saints composed and sang their verses, and their legacy continues to this day. But how long do Bollywood songs last? Only for a fleeting moment. This is because their art lacks the touch of Paramartha. When divinity graces an art form, it attains immortality, elegance, and bliss. Without that divine touch, everything remains transient, here today, gone the next day. So, what is in the heart of the artist? You get this clue in the spelling of heart itself. If he is there in the art, then everything is there. He, the Paramatman, is the heart of all arts. From Kala to Kalapita. When we say Kala, Sukham, Nati, Prakatayati, it means an art brings and expresses joy. When we admire a beautiful painting, we appreciate the blend of colors. But if our experience remains limited to color combinations, it is apara sukham, a lower kind of joy. In music, if we focus only on raga, tala and laya, it is still bahirmukha sukham, an external surface level pleasure. True Sukham arises when the artist transcends himself. The finest art emerges when the artist dissolves, becoming one with the very source from which all creation flows. The most beautiful Shabda words are those that render us Nishabda, speechless, lifting the mind beyond words. The art, the artist, and the medium all ascend together. That is why Gurudev pointed out that music was the ornamentation of silence. There all Shabdas take us beyond the sound. Shabdatita, Kalatita, Nadavindu Kalatita is Bhagavan. When an artist takes you beyond words, beyond the medium, and beyond the mind itself, that is true art. Consciousness or Chinmaya is the source, the Chaitanya Swarupa Paramatma, from whom Nada, Bindu and Kala emerged. If Nada, Bindu, Kala leads you to Chinmaya, then it has fulfilled its purpose. Swara should lead you to Ishvara. Nartana should elevate you to Paramatma. It all depends on who resides in the heart of the artist. Is he present or is the I present? Is it the artist that shines through or is it Paramatman? It all depends on who decides in the heart of the artist. Is he present or is the eye present? Is it the artist that shines through or is it the heart? A person achieves perfect absolute realization by worshipping the Lord with all own karma or kalatita. Karma or kala. Who are you worshipping? That is the most important. Even if you cannot become a rasajna, becoming a rasika is enough. The essence of devotional music lies not just in the melody but in its ability to connect us to Satchidananda Paramatma. Geetam is there, but people focus on the music, not the lyrics. In Bhakti Sangeet, the focus should be on the divine consciousness rather than just the technicalities of raga and tala. All sound, rhythm, and artistic expressions originate from that infinite consciousness, the one who takes us beyond the medium, beyond the music, beyond the mind, is the Guru. नाद बिंदु कलातीत तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. जय जय श्री सद्गुरु चिन्मय स्वरूप आनंदमय भक्त ज्ञान प्रिय करुणा निधान नित्यं स्मरामि शिरसा नमामि. Salutations to the Guru who transcends all sound, rhythm and art itself. Salutations to Sri Gurudev, the embodiment of pure consciousness and bliss, beloved all of devotees, ocean of compassion. I constantly remember you. I bow to you with reverence. In every doha, the divine Swami Swarupananda, Pujya Swami Swarupananda, delivered a powerful and inspiring series of talks entitled Kabir, his songs, his vision, wisdom, during a retreat at Chinmay Vibhuti held from December 26, 2023 to January 1st, 2024 in honor of Kabir Jayanti observed on June 11. We are pleased to present an edited transcript of the first talk. My journey with Kabir began early in childhood. One of my most cherished memories is listening to my grandmother's bedtime stories. Her enchanting tales became guiding lights throughout my life, especially those of the devotees Prahlad and Dhruva. The essence of a saint. One story that deeply fascinated me was about Santa Kabir and the mystery surrounding his birth. Many speak of mystical origins, yet the truth remains all saints are born just like us. We often prefer to see them as extraordinary, but they enter this world as ordinary children, just like all of us. Every child is born crying. We cry when we come into this world, and so did they. एक मिनिट हुआ ना तिथे चालू आहे ते चालू आहे.
हा.
कबीरा जब हम पैदा हुए जग हंसा हम रोए ऐसी करनी कर चलो हम हंसे जग रोए. When I was born, the world rejoiced while I wept. Let me live in such a way that when I die, I smile with the world and the world mourns. We all enter this world crying. The question is, how do we live so that by the end of our lives, we live smiling, content, fulfilled, joyful, while the world around us feels our absence deeply. It's not about making others weep, it's about living with such love, purpose, and grace that our departure leaves behind a longing, a legacy, and a reverence. I couldn't have Is it next?
ते वल्ल आहे का बघा साडी बघा आज वाढत का चेक पडायला
It's about living with such love, purpose, and grace that our departure leaves behind a longing, a legacy, and a reverence. Kabir reminded us that while we begin life in tears, we should strive to live in a way that we leave it smiling, our hearts full and our journey complete. That is true greatness, and it is fitting that the name Kabir means the great one. This reflection brings to mind my experience during a camp in Sudarwadi. I was attending a Janma Jnani Yajna led by Pujo Gurudev. During the event, a few of the organizers sat with Gurudev discussing how, despite the thousands who attended his discourses on Atma Bodha, many still needed coaxing to come and listen. Some unfortunately found reasons to miss this rare chance to sit at the feet of a true master. They spoke of the immense privilege of gaining such knowledge, being in the presence of wisdom incarnate and experiencing the bliss that arises from such satsang, a joy unlike any other. They felt sorrowful for those who had missed this golden opportunity. Listening, Gurudev remained serene. Then, with characteristic clarity, he said, when the sun shines in all its brilliance, are blinded and cannot see it, but I believe that 30 years after I am gone, the world will realize and a star once shone like never before. That is the mark of a true master, one who gives unconditionally, spreading light and wisdom, bringing joy to all who encounter him. From heart to Guru, a captivating story from Sant Kabir's life that has always fascinated me is his early quest for truth. Even as a young child, little Kabir longed for the truth. He longed to know God, to attain God, and he understood that without a guru, his quest would be futile. Hearing of the great saint Swami Ramananda, Kabir wondered how could he, a child of unknown birth and caste, approach such a revered guru and request discipleship. One day he went to the ghat in Varanasi, where the sacred steps descend into the divine Ganga. In the stillness of the night, little Kabir lay on the stone steps of the ghat, waiting in the darkness as Swami Ramananda approached after his bath. As the saint ascended, his foot touched the child, lying in his palm. Ram, Ram, uttered the sage. That was enough for Kabir. This sacred moment became initiation. His Guru's divine words and touch, blessing him with Ram Naam. Clinging to that grace, the young boy immersed himself in devotion, and over time he grew into the great Kabir we revere today. Little did I know this story would guide me to Puja Gurudev, leading to my own initiation, one that happened not in the traditional sense, for Gurudev seldom initiated disciples formally, but through the sheer presence of his compassion and wisdom. Kabir's story is a reminder: never underestimate the strength and readiness for greatness that lies dormant in the child within us. It is our deep yearning for the divine that brings the divine to us. One must truly want it. From childhood, I was inspired by Kabir's teachings. As I grew, I became increasingly drawn to his openness, clarity, and at times his fearlessness in speaking the truth. His passionate words stirred something deep within me. What I didn't realize then was that this inspiration would one day lead me to a guru who embodies the same qualities: strong, bold, deeply loving, filled with wisdom and unwavering devotion. We invoke the blessings of Bhagavan, our Puja Gurudev, and all great saints and sages. May we realize the supreme truth within our own hearts. May we talk the path they walked and fulfill the vision of both Sant Kabir and our Gurudev. May we discover the oneness of Jiva, Guru and Ishvara. Leaders ask Swami Swarupananda, Part 1, Breaking Cage. Music has the power to heal us from the most challenging situations in life, music has a way of connecting with our
Right,
hearts
Giri.
and healing from within. We present with our hearts, with we present an interesting conversation between Pujya Swami Swarupanandaji and three-time Grammy Award winning music composer Padma Shri Ricky Cage featured on music composer uh, featured on May 3rd, 2023 about the power of music for our spiritual and mental well-being. Ricky Cage, being a musician, I may be biased, but I have always felt that music is the greatest art form. Sometimes listening to something truly beautiful, regardless of the composer, transports me. It takes me to places I could never have imagined, transforming my experience in ways beyond words. At the same time, there are moments when I can fully comprehend the beauty of a piece of music. My mind simply cannot grasp how something can be so profoundly moving. In those moments, I attribute it to something beyond my understanding, a higher plane of existence. That's when I call it spiritual music. What, in your opinion, defines spiritual music? And why do you think I feel this way when I encounter beautiful music that defies comprehension? Swami Swarupananda said, our head cannot always grasp everything. Some things are understood purely by the heart. When we try to break down notes, structures, and compositions intellectually, we engage with music on a technical level, which of course has its own beauty, creation, and framework. But the best music, as you know, comes from the heart. Beyond the head and the heart lies the spiritual flame. When music flows from that space, it becomes something far greater than sound. As Gurudev Swami Chinmayananda often said, true inspiration occurs when you lose yourself in your work, allowing your individuality to merge completely with your surroundings, art or music. You transcend the mind in that moment and divinity flows through you. Wow! Do you feel this way about any form besides music? Is there something that gives you that feeling? Music is one of the most spontaneous and heart-touching abilities. Music has a unique ability to evoke beauty and emotion, while an appreciation for sculpture or painting deepens with understanding. Beauty itself is universally recognizable and felt. Music, however, has an exceptional quality. It doesn't just reflect back at you like a painting, it draws you inwards. A painting can still keep you engaged externally, but music has the power to draw your attention inwards, revealing the beauty that already exists within you. It is a spontaneous discovery of inner serenity and harmony. Of course, every art form has its own charm, in impact, and the way of touching the heart. but music possesses a particularly effortless and profound way of doing so. One thing I have always struggled with is that when I create a piece of music, I love the freedom of instrumental compositions. However, as soon as I add lyrics, it feels like the music assumes a fixed identity, narrowing its openness to interpretation. Instead of evoking a range of emotions and responses, it starts to convey a specific meaning. What about you? Do you prefer instrumental music where the listener is free to interpret it in their own way? Or do you enjoy music with lyrics that guide the experience and explain its meaning? I like both because words set to music have their own charm. Not everyone may fully grasp the musical aspect, and some may need words to connect with it. But ultimately, neither words nor music are the highest form of expression. It is in silence that the deepest communication takes place. If music leads you to that inner silence, then its true magic manifests. Absolutely. Silence plays a crucial role in your life, particularly for musicians. I have often found myself sitting quietly in my soundproof studio, simply embracing the silence. Friends and relatives are sometimes puzzled, asking what I am doing, just sitting there. But I tell them this is also part of the process of music creation, just sitting in silence, not listening to music, not actively creating, but allowing space for inspiration to emerge. When we are not listening to the chatter of our own minds, that's when the divine music manifests. Wow, absolutely. Thank you. Om Shrutriyaya Namaha. Sharda Kumar. Srimati Sharda Kumar is the resident teacher of Chinmay Mission and Arbor. Inspired by Pujya Gurudev's teachings, she joined the mission during her college years in Mumbai. Instructed by him, she received special training in teaching Bal Vihar in Mumbai in 1974. Being very musically oriented, she has chanted the Bhagavad Gita in most of Pujya Gurudev's lectures and official videos. सोमवारी पासून प्रवचन आहे ते लवकर या थोडं ते तिथून सही करायला
सहा वाजता
हां सांग असलं लाईट लावून ओम श्रोत्रियाय नमः. First published in his names, his glories, Chinmay Mahima, the Mananam series, Chinmay Mission West, Chinmay Publications, 2024. Om Shrotriyaya Namaha. Salutations to the one who has studied and known the Vedas. Shrotriyam always goes with Brahmanishtha, the one who is firmly established in Brahman, the ultimate reality. The Mundak Upanishad says, Tad Vijnanartham Sugurumeva Vigache Samit Pani Shrotriyam Brahmanishtham. To gain knowledge of the self, one must humbly approach with sacrificial grace, summit in hand, a spiritual master who is well versed in the Vedas and established in Brahman, Shrodriyam and Brahmanishtam. The word Eva is beautifully placed between Gurum and Avigachet. So it can go with either or both words. Also, Eva means only and can also mean it must be done. Therefore, Avigachet Eva means one must go, and Gurum Eva means only to the Guru to realize.
गणार्चित जय श्रीराम जय रघुराम जानकी
But how does it help others if we cannot communicate with them? So Shrodriyam is particularly important. We must be well versed in the scriptures and be able to convey the scriptural messages to others who approach him to gain this knowledge. With Gurudev, the scriptures came alive. The points that he made are eight so deeply that even after 30 years, they remain fresh in our memories. Your sari is on fire. A personal example of this was during the Vivek Chudamani Marathon camp in Satyawadi in 1992. During that camp, as I was chanting verse 36, Gurvara Samsar Davagnitattam, save me from death, afflicted as I am by the unquenchable fire of this world forest. In whatever melody I managed to fit it in. Gurudev stopped me abruptly. He roared, show that urgency, you are burning, your sari is on fire. He teased with a dragging rendition of Durvar Samsar. Durvar Samsar. And then showed me how to sing it as if I were actually on fire. A lesson right at the moment. He wanted us to feel that we were being lit by the flames of the fire of samsara. The scriptures were not just written in books for him, but were living words that danced in front of him. While describing Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning and knowledge, Pujya Gurudev himself wrote, Shrotriyam, one who knows the philosophy of the Upanishads well, and Brahmanishtam of the self. Healers of the mind and soul. Have you ever wondered why we feel so calm and peaceful after worshipping at any altar of the Lord? The puja of the devotees are a wonderful mix of modern spa therapies. Yes, environment in your mind, associating them with divinity. Tones of tranquility, the chanting of mantras or devotional songs, sung as kirtans to the accomplishment of musical instruments. Be cathartic spell that unburdens a heavy heart. The constant tinkle of bells, as well as the sound punch, the sound therapy that helps the shattered mind to focus on the one all powerful reality, the only archer, the only anchor for the troubled soul. These help the devotee to relax his tired mind and seek refuge in the all-merciful Father, the only sure guarantee of security in this insecure world. Celestial radiance. The lighting of candles, diyas, and lamps is used as a symbol for dispelling darkness, the darkness of ignorance or of sorrow. Any form of light is believed to chase away evil and ill fortune and bring in brightness and cheer. Light is believed to have a cleansing effect on our auras, and the rotation of the lit arti around the whole idol in turn lights up our body. Hydro and sweet therapies. Finally, the sprinkling of holy water, charged with devotional prayers, purifies the mind, and the prasad settles as sweetness and subtle peace in the nervous system. Should we not call these hydro and sweet therapies that elevate the soul? Swamini Gurupriyananda, Asargam of Seva and Bhakti. Swamini Gurupriyananda took final refuge at his lotus feet, in Delhi on March 29, 2025. This tribute, penned by Anjali Singh, reflects the tapestry of Ammar's life and legacy. A connoisseur of Indian classical music and dance, her love for the arts flowed into the creation of Bhakti Pravaha, a sacred stream of devotion, with artists offering their talents to the mission. The inspiring messages sent for brochure by Puja Gurudev echo her vision that music, when offered in devotion, becomes a sacred bridge, lifting. This article on people. Most people I meet usually decorate their exterior with great dexterity. Sita Juneja took this as a mantra and made it her life's goal. Sacred spaces, spectacular stages. Her focused dedication to Puja Gurudev and his mission's work was immense, both before and after she was initiated into sannyas. Her first contribution to Chinmay mission was decorating a beautiful stage at the Siri Fort Auditorium. These stunning decorations were for a fundraising performance of Chinmay mission by the renowned Siddharth to embellish Chinmay mission. She then began to host Gurudev on most of his visits to Delhi at her home in Maharani Bagh and later in Noida. She started a Bal Vihar at her house and began helping to organize these camps at the Chinmay Vidyalaya. She was an immense help to Swami Jyotirmayanandaji, the then head of the Delhi Center, under whose guidance she executed her service activities for the Chinmay mission. Bhakti flows, music grows. Sita Juneja crafted the Bhakti Pravaha series in Delhi, which hosted renowned artists such as M.S. Subbalakshmi, Shubha Mudgal, Pandit Jasraj, Vani Jairam, Purushottam Das Jalota, and Anup Jalota, Pandit Bhimsen Joshi, K. J. Yesudas, and Sri Bala Murali Krishna, to mention a few. After the dance performance of Dr. Padma Subramaniam, Gurudev wrote, to be sensitive to beauty in all places, all the time, is also a way of yoga. We see beauty only when our minds are quiet and peaceful. Art in every form was made to serve the cause of meditation. The themes, composition, movement, color, dress, and form were all very delicately selected, mixed, and coordinated to create an atmosphere of divine serenity. The audience is wafted into a delicate inner world of joy, at once divine and exhilaratingly peaceful. The melody, beat, and rhythm in our music, the mellifluous orchestra of our purely Indian instruments, bring a magical quietude to the discerning mind. These arts were never played except in temples. The scenario brought us as a highly evolved form of Indian dance, and the girl has to discipline all her movements, steps, poses, looks, smiles, emotions, in short, everything in her personality, to a pitch of meditation in herself. This mood of the dancer gets broadcast to the receptive and alert minds of the composed and relaxed audience. The Lord dances, and his dance is creation. His dance is the dance of the cosmos. The dancer and the dance are not the same. They are separate, yet the dance has no existence without the dancer. So too, nothing in the entire universe can exist without the Creator. Music and dance are the throbbing rhythms of His creation. Without Him, mankind will not be. Dr. M.S. Subbalakshmi gave a very moving performance for Chennai Mission at the City Court Auditorium on September 10, 1988. Pujya Gurudev was very enthusiastic about the theme, sent poets for a souvenir brought out for the occasion. He requested Sita Janeja to create the layout in book size so that extra copies could be printed in book form. When the music is employed by the devoted heart of a saintly person, it lifts the listener's heart to new realms of consciousness. Many of our saints reached through singing their hearts hearts out for Him. When He returned to us to spread His message through their exploding music that sounded as sung through them by the very angels of the heaven, by the very angels of the heaven. Often in them we hear an earthly melody, a blazing joy, running madly in quest of words to express the blinding flashes of their brilliant ideas. When the great heart of Srimati M.S. Sune opens up to directly the beauty and joy that is missed in life by so many, which is always available so freely in our Indian devotional songs. For a concert by Sri Bala Murali Krishna. Puja Gurudev sent another inspiring message to her to insert into literature. It is not frequently that a nation discovers vocalists like Bala Murali Krishna in its history. They are very rare to be born with music in their heart. Learn to listen, relax, allow the music to lift you, throw you down, and lift you up. Let its rhythm glide you into adventurous caves of silence, and fly you over peaks of melody. Let go. Let Sangeeta Lakshmi rock your heart into her magical world of living silence, noisy peace, and flameless light of joy. Don't resist, keep quiet, forget everything else, yield to the graciousness of the pure flow of the music. When it flows from Murali Krishna, you can realize what the crazy gopis felt in their ecstasy of divine love. Let the blue boy of Vrindavan, in this comforting embrace, melt you into the melody of his flute. Gurudev also spoke about classical music at an informal gathering of a Sarod performance. Indian classical music is a form of worshipping God. The form of the music is such that it quietens the mind as opposed to pop music, which excites the mind. If we are to make use of this music, we have to give it respect. Designing for the divine. In 1992, when the Kamala Hall was being built in Sitawadi, Puja Gurudev informed Sita Juneja that he wanted large glass windows installed behind the stage so that the Dhauladhar mountains would be visible from inside the hall. Later, Puja Gurudev reminded her, have you thought about this? Before she could devise a plan, Puja Gurudev attended Mahasamadhi. Sita Juneja planned the woodwork and the work of the Samadhi Sthal, gathering the wood and all materials from her own factory. But making one change, she added large glass windows with a beautiful Kerala style architecture designed by Maithili, thereby making the snow-peaked mountains visible in all their majestic glory from Puja Gurudev's resting place. Sitaji oversaw the building and interiors of the monumental Chennai Center of World Understanding CCWU in Delhi, sitting in a shade both summer and winter. She coordinated its brick by brick construction entrusted to her by Swami Jyotirmayanandaji. In the basement of this building, she made a memorial for Gurudev called Chinmay Chetana, an interactive multimedia exhibit on Puja Gurudev's life and teachings, including photographs, text, music and artwork. This was the first multimedia exhibition on Gurudev's life and work. In addition, she oversaw the construction of Guru Mandir in CCWU, the Center for World Understanding, as well as the making of Gurudev's Pratima, which was sculpted by Kashinath sculptor and his son in Bengaluru. Puja Gurudev had also asked her to design the birth room of Sri Adi Shankar in Adi Shankar Nilayam at the Chinmay International Foundation, CIF in Kerala. Adi Shankar's maternal home. He completed his after the Gurudev's Mahasamadhi and designed the woodwork for Gurudev's shrine at Sri Adi Shankar Nilayam, Sita Junita, later recalled. Gurudev blessed me by saying, "Good that you came to visit Adi Shankaracharya's birthplace at Adi Shankar Nilayam in Vedianad. It is a very inspiring place of enormous spiritual presence. I know you will do the interior decoration of Shankara's room where he was born." Gurudev designed the whole room with details of a birthroom for the mother of Shankara, Aryamba, and sent them to me, which was later completed by his grace. The call of the infinite. Sitaji was the wife of an army colonel. After her beloved husband's passing in June 1994, she suffered immense grief. She chose to spend this challenging period attending camps in Sindhawadi and the proximity of Puja Gurudev's Samadhi Sthal. In time, the grief subsided and her face again shone with joy and an inner glow. At the age of 75, Sita Juneja was initiated into sannyas by Swami Tejomayanandaji on August 3, 2003. August 3rd, 2003, on Gurudev's 10th Aradhana Day. Sita Juneja became Swami Guru Priyananda and later Guru Priya Amma to many. Her extraordinary loving and motherly nature attracted many young and old devotees to Chinmay Center of World Understanding CCW. Treasured by many were the affectionate personal notes she handwrote and later by personal WhatsApp messaging to invite devotees to a function or to extend heartfelt thanks. After the years spent at CCW, Gurupriya Amma shifted to Chinmay Ranjan, another center in Delhi, in Chittaranjan Park, inaugurated by Swami Tejomayanandaji in 2013. She oversaw its construction and aesthetic rendering. It became a vibrant pivot of creative and educational activities, which included discourses, parvyas, youth groups, study groups, workshops, seminars, a Swaranjali group, and regular screenings of Gurudev's Bhagavad Gita and Guruji's Ramayana. She ran this center with the help of a dedicated team of workers. Gurupriya Amma had many great qualities: her hospitality, generosity, organizational ability, the personal touch that she lent to everything and everyone, her caring for people, and above all, her refusal to see any fault in anyone. One never heard her being critical of anyone. If one could imbibe just this one quality from her, it would make an enormous difference in our lives. The Gurudev's teachings were the cornerstone of her life and actions. Indeed, she lived the life of a saint. May she bless us from her infinite abode. That infinite came to her in the form of the great saint Swami Chityananda. Bhajan, the song of total surrender, Shyam Banerjee. In one of his very thought-provoking collections of English verses titled Fireflies, Rabindranath Tagore says, God honors me in my work. God loves me when I sing. An unsaid word is hidden in this statement. Can you guess what it is? Well, since we do not have the space to indulge in a game here, let me answer the word that is not physically present, yet very much present is song. What kind of song? A song that makes God love the singer. There is another unspoken thought embedded in this statement, and that is that God is seeing and listening to everything. So, on a lighter note, be careful. A symphony, however, when it comes to songs, it's similar at some level or other. This has always defined the content of most kinds of devotional music. Anyway, the undeniable fact is that every act, every art, every song becomes divine when devotion. When intend to sing my name, therefore, thereafter, I sit and listen to my devotee. Now, listen. The story has a remarkably simple meaning. Devotional music has only one audience, God. No one but God. In other words, devotional music is performed to the divinity that resides in every person in the audience. Devotion sings, divinity descends. Every raga has an arava ascent and an avaroma descent. Let us transpose this principle to a song. When a song ascends to becoming a prayer or a divine offering, it is in aroha towards Bhagavan. And then, like the descent of a raga, Bhagavan in salutation to the singer's devotion descends to be at one with the singer. He becomes avatarita. That is why immersion in devotional music is puja. It is the worship of Bhagavan in his Nada Rupa. Even Swara's musical notes widen themselves to make room for little errors and deviations when the singer's devotion is pure. Bhagavan overlooks minor errors and digressions if the bhava of the devotee is intense. For him, the bhava is more important. Such is the power of devotional music. When it comes to the many expressions of devotional music, just like the gem, Kaustuba is the glittering centerpiece of the Vaijayanti Mala that adorns Bhagavan's neck. The necklace of devotion music also has a multispectral pendant. It is called Bhajan, the bridge to Bhagavan. The term Bhajan is born out of the word Bhaja. One can go into its various connotations, but simplistically speaking, it means to be in unison with the name of Bhagavan. In chant, song, and even speech, one who does not have the power of speech can be in bhajan too. Just like one who does not have eyesight can also have Bhagwan's darshan. So, one thing is clear, bhajan is not just about proficiency in singing. It certainly helps. Bhajan is about bhakti. It is primarily about bhava. It is about the purity of emotion. That is what makes it the most accommodative, most embracing, and the most unbound form of devotional music anyone can join in. The term bhajan is made of three syllables. This trinity is the foundational ethos of bhajan singing. These are dha, ja, and na. Here, dha stands for bhava, feeling or emotion. In other forms of music, one may sing by mastering the mathematics of swaras, but bhajana cannot be sung well without the bhava of bhakti. Ja stands for jagarana. When the bhava of bhakti gets jagrata or awakened, then and then, only then can Nada Rupi Ishvara, represented by the syllable na, to be reached. The na or bhajan is the bridge to Bhagavan. The term epitomizes Pujya Guruji Swami Tetumayananda's philosophy of Swara to Ishvara. This exploration into the echoes of bhajan singing is also Pujya Guruji's gift. It happened at his feet over many a musical meeting with him. Pujya Guruji's bhajans are a radiant expression of pure humility and surrender, qualities through which every song blossoms into a fragrant offering. As Pujya Gurudev says, true bhajan is not of the Lord as conceived by the devotee. From Swara to Vishwara, Poonam Prasad. The seeds were sown when Srimati Poonam Prasad used to attend Pujya Gurudev's talks as a teenager, an active member of Chinmay Mission Delhi. She has been associated with Saranjali and study group since 2009. Music is the ornamentation of silence with swaras. Swami Chinmayananda. This beautifully captures why to the unmanifest. Chinmay Saranjali. Chinmay Saranjali, the music wing of Chinmay Mission, was inspired by Pujya Guruji, who believes music is a pathway to reach God. Its motto, Swara to Ishvara, from sound to the divine, perfectly encapsulates this belief. I genuinely feel blessed to be a part of Saranjali, as it serves as an medium to connect with the divine and spread the message of our Gurus. Recently, I attended a remarkable two-day music workshop titled Gita Amruta, conducted in Delhi by Srimati Pramodini Rao. Gita Amruta. The director of Pramodini Rao, the director of Chinmay Nadavindu. It was nothing short of a soul-stirring experience. Each version composed and written by Pujya Guruji and taught by Pramodini was a beautiful expression of love and joy. An inexplicable blend of melody and divinity that is challenging to put into words. It felt like pure meditation. Pramodini emphasized the importance of pure swaras and sattvic music, which can elevate and connect us to the divine. It is this harmony that genuinely touches our souls. Music originates from Nada, whose source is Paramatma. Pramodini's years of dedicated sadhana, disciplined lifestyle, and noble values resonate in her pure swaras. Her melodious voice reverberates powerfully when she praises Puji, God and Guru, as if reaching the heavens and calling out to the divine. Through her, we undeniably experienced the power of music to uplift and elevate our minds to connect with the divine. Indeed, the journey from Swara to Ishvara transcends words, explanation and description. Each of us must experience it for ourselves. Chinmay Amrit Mahotsav Global Online Meet. Following the last global meeting where Pujya Swami Swarupananda introduced the 75th year celebrations on the Chinmay movement, we published an edited and abridged version of the online meet held on April 2025. Swami Satmananda. Hariom Pujya Swami Ji and everyone. We currently have 49 centers registered exclusively for the Hanuman Havan and 11 centers registered for both Gita chanting and the Havan, making a total of about 60 centers so far. We had an initial meeting where details were discussed and a WhatsApp group has been created for further coordination. The event logo has been finalized. At the center is our Sittabadi Hanumanji with the event titled 108 Samashti Sri Hanuman Chalisa Havan. Below the logo, each center can add its city. The slogan is chant for peace, chant for happiness. For example, chant Mumbai, chant Mumbai. This becomes the city specific version of the logo. Several centers have invited Pujya Swamiji and dates are being worked out. Some have already booked venues, which is key at this stage. Those who haven't registered for the Havan or Gita chanting are requested to do so immediately. CCMT team, please share the common registration link now. Delays, complicate coordination better. We will have a follow-up meeting next week to share further training requirements, fire safety, etc. And in time provide the Havan Vidhi sample chanting videos and tools that can be followed. Swami Abhyananda, Hariom Yogivam Pranam Swamiji, much of what Swami Satmananda did so far. Most have chosen dates and extended invitations to Pujya Swami Swarupananda, which will be confirmed soon. A team of volunteers has been in touch with the centers, and it's encouraging to see several have booked large venues like stadiums and college grounds. We have conducted 2 briefing calls and shared detailed guidelines and documents with the centers. The logo for Samashti Gita chanting features the Gita Ratha and Gurudev's Om. We are using the slogan Sing Gita, Live Gita, not including center names. This logo has been circulated in different color versions for all communication. Initially, some centers were unsure about managing large numbers, but now the spirit is high. Many aim to outdo their past efforts involving influential people and reaching wider audience. A clarification. Some centers had questions about the difference between the Gita chanting competition and Samashti Gita chanting. The annual competition continues as usual, and chapter 15 has been selected based on Swami Swajanandaji's suggestion, helping everyone prepare well for next year's Samashti event. The Samashti Gita chanting is a one-time grand event in 2026 to commemorate 75 years of the Chinmay movement. The Chinmay Amrit Mahotsav, some centers are integrating regional elements or prioritize songs to encourage participation. The goal remains to take Puja Gurudev's name and the Gita's message into every home. Thank you, Samiti, and thank you all. Swami Swarupananda Prabhupada, Hari Om, as everyone has here known, the greatest blessing in our lives has been Puja Gurudev. His way of teaching Vedanta and his style of reaching out even to those who may never have found him otherwise. He went from place to place, inspiring countless people, and we are truly blessed to have received this richness in our life. Now, 75 years since Gurudev began his work, I am sure each of us feels the incredible depth of his spiritual, universal and national contribution. It's rare to witness something of this magnitude, maybe rarely before and possibly rarely again. Even almost 30 years after his Mahasamadhi, his work, vision and programs continue to bless us and our families. Just recently, I was with chicks, youngsters born well after Gurudev's time, and yet how his work continues to inspire them. The levels of devotion, dedication and inspiration are just beautiful to see. We all want Gurudev's name, vision and work to continue for generations. But for that, we must think big like Gurudev. The fewer people who know about the mission, the fewer will benefit. Gurudev did everything single-hearted, handedly, but always grandly. His grandeur is still felt today. So in this 75th year, let us pull in all our efforts and resources, attract the maximum people possible and make them aware of everything, his work, vision, love and unique style. Then the inspiration will carry on for centuries to come. So the programs we have planned align with Gurudev's vision and love, but also have the potential to attract more people to serve, contribute and participate. These events will showcase the mission, its continuity and offer, what it still offers society. And that's why we have to think big, we have to grow big. Some of you have shared doubts. In our center, hardly any friends come, only a few hundred people, but elsewhere we see lakhs coming for events. Chinmay Mission must never fall short in how we project Gurudev, his work, love and reach. For that, when we do something in the mission's name, it must follow Gurudev standards. So with this Mahotsav events, we want to create a buzz in society, awaken the nation and the world through what He continues to bless us with through all of you. As Gurudev always said, if you are doing Narayana's work, Lakshmi will follow. So let us put in our efforts, have faith and surrender to Gurudev. If you do that, this can become a truly grand offering. We also released the logo of this Utsav. 75 years and he still marches on. This will be used in all our publicity material to project the mission. Alongside the two main events throughout the year, we are also planning something spectacular. After consulting some top producers and directors, we have come up with a 60-minute music and dance show on the life and vision of Guruji, which will showcase during these events. Which will be showcased during these events. And this program can later travel to cities and towns in which to reach more people. In addition, we are introducing a virtual reality experience of the mission's work beyond static exhibitions which many people skip. This will let them experience the mission, its initiatives, energy and Gurudev's vision in a futuristic way. Details will be shared once daily. Major Samaroha in Delhi. We also spoke earlier about the Major Samaroha. The most suitable location seems to be Delhi from October 23 to 25. When the weather is good and the facilities are available, in the capital city we will have another grand function where the international Chinmay family gets together, showing our solidarity and various programs where people will recognize the greatness of Gurudev's work. 5 verses of the Gita. On Gita Jayanti this year, we will launch a campaign that every home, every child, at least every Hindu, if not everyone, learns 5 selected verses of the Bhagavad Gita, summarizing its main theme. Today, if you ask anyone to chant even one stroke, many don't know it. This campaign will continuously inspire families in Bharat and Hindus worldwide to learn and remember at least 5 Gita verses. In Chinmay Mission, if Chinmay Mission takes this up as a yearly campaign, promoting and teaching it every year, the impact will be huge. Even though thousands of children participate in our Gita chanting competitions, it is still a small number. These 5 verses will fulfill Gurudev's vision of bringing the Gita alive in every home, a mission he worked for till his last breath. Learning 5 shlokas in their meanings in Sanskrit and one's own language is not difficult for any family. It will become a daily niyam, a simple chant everyone can do. Familiarity will remove the fear of studying the Gita and encourage deeper study. Jyoti Yatra, and as we did during Gurudev's centenary year with the Jyoti Yatra, we will now have the Chinmay Amrut Yatra, but this time with more rich and advanced technology. Gurudev will visit every possible school, city, college and village, not just through photos and relics, but speaking in the local language through the Yatra bus. And if needed, not just one bus, but many buses. We will take Gurudev to every village and town that might not be able to host a big event, but where his presence can still reach hearts. So that's the spirit of Chinmay Amrita Mahotsav. Let us think big, let us act bold. Gurudev's light must shine like never before and continue to shine for generations to come. Hallelujah. Swami Nityananda, to Swami Swarupananda and everyone there. Hallelujah. Many of you call the 2015 Chinmay Jyoti Yatra, recall the 2015 Chinmay Jyoti Yatra, which lasted 238 days and covered nearly 28,000 kilometers. This year we are preparing for the Chinmay Amrita Yatra, scheduled to commence on December 31st, 2025 at Ganesh Temple in Pune, where Gurudev initiated his first yajna. The yatra will continue for 295 days and reach Delhi on October 23, 2026, where a grand program is planned for the final 3 days. We will have one bus and 4 cars for the journey, and I will share the route shortly. Approximately 80% of the route will remain the same, and 20% for adjustments. This time we aim to raise awareness with events celebrated in each state, where the chief minister or governor will greet the yatra. Media coverage will highlight the 75 years of Chinmay Mission's service. During the Chinmay Amrita Yatra, virtual Gurudev will travel with us, speaking in different languages nationwide. For instance, he will talk in Malayalam in Kerala and Tamil in Tamil Nadu. We intend to visit schools and colleges, inspiring people through talks and engaging with the community. The next batch of committed volunteers will be the driving force behind this event for the entire 295 days. It is crucial for CCMT to appoint a coordinator for every state, utilizing existing state coordinators from all India CHIP where possible. If there are no coordinators, we should establish new ones. In the first week of May, we will hold an online meeting with all state coordinators to finalize the centers the yatra will visit. That concludes my update. Swami Swarupananda. We are happy that there is so much buzz and inspiration from everywhere. We will all work towards making it a grand success. As I mentioned, if needed, since our volunteer group is bigger, we could even have multiple simultaneous yatras to reach as many places as possible. As we move forward, each of you should look beyond just participating in programs. These functions are huge, but also see if we can inspire more people to volunteer, whether in the city, state, or even centrally. Some volunteers will be needed for the main function, and others throughout the year to assist and help. Let us work on creating a strong volunteer force and proper fundraising strategies. We will also work on plans at the central level, but your support in our fundraising efforts is essential. Support each other if needed so we can raise a substantial amount to contribute Gurudev's work, to continue Gurudev's work. Manisha Kimlani, Hari Om everyone. Thank you so much to Pujya Swamiji, Swarupanandaji, Swami Swarupanandaji, Swami Abhayanandaji and Swami Muktanandaji for going through all the points. I will do a quick recap through a short presentation and then go into detail about the music show on Pujya Gurudev. As we know, this is the Chinmaya Amrita Mahotsav. We will send out our logo version from CCMT. Please follow the styling guidelines. We are also working on a musical film on Pujya Gurudev. It's a 24-minute film interspersed with dance. A central team will handle choreography. Each center must perform it locally. We request that you identify 4 to 5 good dancers. There are 6 segments, so 1 or 2 dancers per segment is ideal. It's an interactive dance with an LED screen, and we will hold meetings to explain how to manage it across different stage sizes. Training will be online. You may not hire LED for practice. So we will mark positions on the floor, share practice videos with us, and we will suggest corrections. We are using only Chinmay Mission dancers, no professionals. It's a beautiful offering to Gurudev by our own people. At the end, there will be a surprise element. Details will be sent via email and WhatsApp by CCMT. Please stay alert, share with your committees, and join the training sessions so your center is not left out. This is to be a national campaign. Wherever Indians or Hindus are, to learn the 5 verses from the Gita by heart along with their meaning and application in our lives. It will be launched on Gita Jayanti this year and will continue yearly. Details regarding the Amrit Yatra will follow. Each state should appoint a coordinator and inform CCMT. The main Samaroha is in Delhi from 23 to 25 October. Navaratri is from 11 to 19 October. And Diwali is after. Please note the Delhi dates. Having our entire family together there will be wonderful. A family that has fun together, stays together. The Chinmay Mission 75 microsite will launch soon. We will also have a press and publicity team and many CCMT initiatives, including Pujya Gurudev's books. We need a maximum of 50 volunteers at the ashram until January 2027. Some can help remotely, but we need many to be physically present. Please email us your availability and we will continue how you can coordinate how you can help. Swami Swarupananda, wishing you all the best. May Gurudev's blessings be with us every moment and to him our best. Hari Om. Mission News Highlights. Pujya Swamiji's Melbourne tour. Pujya Swami Swarupanandaji's visit to Melbourne in April was a transformative experience for all devotees. Swamiji arrived and launched into his signature program, Make It Happen. 25 blessed individuals had the opportunity to discover their life's unique purpose, overcome mental limitations, and find fulfillment in all aspects of life during this week-long intensive retreat. From April 18 to 20, 103 chicks from around Australia gathered for the National Chick Camp on Win the Mind, Win the World, based on Vibhishan Gita from Ramcharitmanas. The weekend was filled with inspiring classes, engaging activities, and insightful discussions. Pujya Swamiji's Melbourne tour ended on a devotional eye as he expounded on the story of Shiva Vivaha during the 4-day talk series, Titled Hearts in Harmony, the Art of Connection. The hall was at capacity each night, and the energy and anticipation in the audience were palpable as they were taken through the riveting story and its deep spiritual significance. Listeners, Gurugram, Haryana. Swami Swarupananda conducted a Jnana on Shakti, our Safalta. Shakti, our Safalta. Based on Leap to Liberty by Pujya Swami Swarupananda at Chinmay Gurudham from April 11 to 15. Swamiji highlighted how inner strength, clarity of purpose, and devotion lead to truth and lasting success. The highlight of the yajna was the Hanuman Jayanti celebration on April 12 at the Banke Bihari Mandir. Devotees came together in a grand celebration marked by chanting the Hanuman Chalisa 27 times. As part of the outreach during the Jnana, a special session was conducted at Sucheta School on April 15. Swamiji addressed the importance of discipline, focus, and responsibility to the students through inspiring anecdotes and interactive discussions. Students were encouraged to build strong character and live a life of purpose and service. Chinmay Vishwavidyapith, CBV. Chinmay Vishwavidyapith News. The Singapore Autonomous Underwater Vehicle Challenge 2025 brought together top robotics teams from across the globe. The team Nautical Navigators from IEEE SB from Chinmay Vishwavidyapith Institute of Science and Technology, Nivedita S. Nair, Gomala Shashilekha both from BTech, and Anupama James faculty participated in the competition and qualified for the final round. The competition featured teams from multiple countries, fostering a rich environment and knowledge exchange and technical collaborations. Collaboration. Pratibha, a celebration of arts, poetry, music, dance, theatre, etc. And one of the biggest feasts of Chinmay Vishwavidyapit was held over 5 days with offstage events on March 3, 4, 5 and 18, 3rd, 4th, 5th and 18. It ended with a grand prize distribution on March 19. The event hosted nearly 900 students as one team. The schools of EGCS and LLS emerged as the overall winners of the Pratibha Trophy with 225 points from 21 events. A national conference on the Indian knowledge systems in music was organized by Chinmay Vishwavidyapit CBV in collaboration with Nartan Journal of Dance and Music on March 10 at the School of Kala Yoga at the Chinmay Nadabindu Gurukul campus in Pune, CNBG campus. While some attendees were present in person, others joined the proceedings virtually. Professor B. Mahadevan, founder, Vice Chancellor, CVV, Chinmay Vishwavidyapit, presided over the event and delivered the keynote address. The day was filled with presentations, with 36 participants contributing to the rich exchange of ideas. The distinguished panel of moderators included Professor Ravi Sharma, Nadanathan, Professor Manisha Kulkarni, Mumbai University, both attending in person, and Dr. Swapnil Zafekar, Central University, Karnataka, Karabugi, who joined online. Srimati Pramodini Rao, Director, Chinmay Nadabindu Gurukul, CNBG, spoke about the diverse activities conducted at the Gurukul. Dr. Tarak Kannan, Assistant Professor, Hindustani Vocal, briefly overviewed the conference theme. The Seva Club of CVV, Chinmay Vishwavidyapit, conducted a digital village program to enhance the digital literacy of the CVV staff at the Onapur facility on February 12. The session was designed to equip them with essential skills to navigate digital platforms effectively and focused on familiarizing participants with Google and other applications necessary for day-to-day digital engagement. The session was led by Shri Tirtha, BA, who conducted an insightful and interactive session. Shri Krishna, PM, NCV is CVV's first ACCA affiliate, a graduate of the 2021 batch. He declared all the professional papers. He cleared all the professional papers in his first attempt. He has also secured a placement at Ernst and Young, the School of Contemporary Knowledge System, hosted Ascending to Excellence to facilitate Krishna at the Warriam Road facility on February 12. CMA BG Matthew, Academic Head, Logic School of Management, and Dr. Rajendran P, Director QAC, felicitated Krishna. Ms. Bardot SV, Director Placement, Training and Internship, CVB, presented Krishna with a token of appreciation. Vidyalaya News, Taylor's Road, Chennai, Yashwanta Sai, Standard 7 participated in Chitra Mela, International Exhibition Competition 2025 at Bihar, Chennai on March 8. The event was organized through Achalam Art Gallery. He won the Certificate of Excellence Award and a cash prize for his knife artwork of Lord Buddha. Shachi Bora, Standard 8, participated in World Scholars Cup WSC through Igniting Mind Institute. The regional round was held on April 5th and 6th at Omega International School, Chennai, where she qualified for the global round with 7 medals, 2 gold, 5 silver. She will represent the Igniting Mind delegation at the worldwide round in Thailand from June 26 to July 2. Vishwak Sena, Standard 7, set a Guinness World Record for most hops while spinning a hula hoop on the ankle for 30 seconds on August 11. Dr. C. Parani, IS Additional Commissioner, awarded him for his achievement. The kindergarten KG graduation day was held on March 21. The chief guest was Srimati Silva Mati Selvaraj, founder and principal of Pedagogy Education Solutions, a mesmerizing cultural show which the LKG students put on was aptly named Holiday, No Screen Day. The theme was conveyed by using different props to show how a day can be spent. Nagapattinam, Tamil Nadu. Teachers are the backbone of the education system. To motivate the teachers to strive for excellence, Chinmay Vidyalaya, Nagapattinam felicitated their teachers during an award function on March 14. They are Srimati Poona Gothai, a team navigator, coordinator, category, Srimati Kalai Vani, are unmatched dedication, coordinator category, Srimati Abhirami is Ace of Initiator, coordinator category, Sylvie Gayatri, are guest teacher, Sri Akash, a creative catalyst, Srimati T. Lata, everlasting, Savanya G, perfectly polite, Srimati S. Bharati, the Centum Producers Award was received by Srimati Kavita D. and Sri Nidhila Devi are Bhavina, Trishul Kerala. Chinmay Mission Trishul organized a Bhavina camp titled The campers thoroughly enjoyed games, activities, bhajans, quizzes, yoga, art, and a Kalampattu demonstration by Sri Kadanna Manna Srinivasan. An introduction to the fundamentals of acting, Vedic mathematics, and a puppet show by Sri Krishna Kumar Kondoti engaged the children. The camp culminated with a cultural presentation that included a skit based on their learning. Alappuzha, Kerala. Swami Vivekananda inaugurated a Bal Vihar Seva training camp at Alappuzha, which was held from March 29 to 31. The camp, organized by Chinmay Seva Trust Kerala, had 113 participants from the state. Enriching sessions were conducted by speakers including Swami Abhayananda, Swami Brahmachari Sudhir, Brahmachari Nikhil, Sri Chikuz Shivan, and Sri Shaji. These sessions were interactive, enlightening, and motivated the participants immensely. Brahmachari Sudhish, the state coordinator of Kerala Bal Vihar, coordinated the event. The 3-day Seva training camp was a grand success, enriching participants with knowledge, positivity, and renewed commitment. The Sevaks took a sankalpa of having 500 Bal Vihars by next year. From Bal Vihar to Bharat's future. Swami Chinmayananda Tapovan Prasad, December 1967. It must be well recognized that never has humanity ever grown in any direction, in any period of history, without the play of a few intelligent men of vision and a mission, be it in politics, sociology, science, spirituality, or culture. Therefore, the simple and unpretentious efforts that have been started by the Chinmay Mission in organizing Bal Vihars in the private homes of the Mary Sevaks and Sevikas and Sevaks themselves, though apparently may seem to be of no significance at all, I foresee them as history-making schemes for the world. In these workshops, we are conceiving and molding the leaders of tomorrow, and as such, a great and onerous responsibility rests upon the soldiers of the Bal Vihar workers. Chief News, Gurgaon, Haryana. Swami Satmananda conducted a workshop on GPS, growth, purpose and Swadharma for chicks at Chinmay, Gurgaon on April 13. The interactive session helped participants introspect on their life direction, discover their inner calling, and understand how aligning with their solid devotion, creativity, Activity Mandir to the Ananda Sarovar water body in front of Ashtasiddhi Hanuman in Swamitri Vatika. Over the 2 days, there were talks, activities, and thought-provoking discussions. News from abroad, Durban, South Africa. The 5th Self-Unfoldment Program was held at Chinmay Shivam Ashram from March 1 to 30. Swami Abhedananda's session on Shikshavalli of Taittiriya Upanishad and Gita chapter 8 was treasure trove for the participants. During the 30-day retreat, the students learned Vedic chanting and basic Sanskrit from Brahmachari Abhijit and Brahmacharani Kirtila, while Brahmacharani Madhavi conducted chanting classes. Brahmacharani Kaushiki led them in Gayatri Havan sessions. Brahmacharani Gauri guided the participants in various sevas. During the course, the program was an amalgamation of unforgettable experience heartwarming interactions with Swamiji and an uplifting ashram routine. The Pujan for the construction of Annapurna Devi temple took place at Chinmay Annapurna. On April 4, it will be the first ever Annapurna Devi temple outside the Indian subcontinent. Chinmay Annapurna is home to Chinmay Mission South Africa's community feeding initiative, Nourish to Flourish, which cooks and sends thousands of nourishing meals to schools, orphanages, nursing homes, and shelters in Durban. The project has supplied 75,000 meals in 75,000 meals in the past 6 months since its inception. Swami Abhedananda performed the main puja with the priests. This was followed by a ground devotion. The hall echoed with melodious bhajans, clapping and laughter during the latter moments, making it a beautiful, interactive and memorable journey. The Golden Jubilee of Chip and 20 years of the Chinmay Kesari were celebrated during the 5 days. Chennai Lahari. Save me, help me, please. I am the slave of my own passions and non-believer. All these years I know I have no right to seek thy help now. True, I have no faith to meet thee. I have nothing to offer except my own tears, the fatigue of my indulgence, the canker of my selfishness, the sweat of my passions, and the cords of my attachments. In fact, I don't really deserve to be saved. Yet, Lord, I am tired, crushed out completely. Fill me with desires, anger, greed, or avarice.